Remember when the thought of flying sparked a sense of wonder? The thrill of soaring above the clouds, the anticipation of a new destination? But let's be honest, flying in 2025 feels different. That spark of excitement is often extinguished by a wave of pre-flight anxiety. It's become less like travel and more like a high-stakes game you never agreed to play. A game where the rules are written in fine print, constantly changing, and the house, the airlines and airport security, always seems to win. You're no longer just a passenger, you're a player, and the objective isn't to enjoy the experience, but simply to get to your destination without losing your mind, your money, or your luggage. Every step, from booking to boarding, feels like navigating a minefield of hidden fees and a labyrinth of confusing regulations designed to trip you up. What should be an exciting journey has morphed into a stressful ordeal. Let's walk through a classic 2025 airport trap, the security line. You've done your homework. You arrive hours early. You've meticulously packed your liquids. Your laptop is ready. You feel prepared. But then, on the other side of the scanner, it happens. A TSA agent pulls your bag aside and pulls out your power bank. Suddenly, you're in a standoff. The agent informs you it's over the limit. You're given a choice. Surrender your expensive charger right here, right now, or go all the way back to the airline counter and risk missing your flight. It's an infuriating, completely avoidable scenario, and it all boils down to incredibly confusing rules about lithium-ion batteries, measured in watt-hours, a unit almost no one understands. The limit is 100 watt-hours, but most power banks are advertised in milliamp-hours. The math is simple, but nobody tells you how to do it. It's a perfect example of a knowledge gap that the system exploits, turning a prepared traveler into a frustrated one in seconds. But what if I told you there's a dead simple way to not only keep your power bank, but to walk through that security checkpoint with the confidence of someone who knows the rules? It's a simple piece of knowledge that will prevent this headache forever. Or let's talk about another classic trap, the siren song of the basic economy fare. You're on the airline's website, and you see a price so low it feels like a mistake. You snag it, feeling like a genius. You pack your standard carry-on and head to the airport feeling smug. You get to the gate, and that's when the trap springs. Your boarding group is called, and as you approach, they stop you. A bright yellow tag is unceremoniously slapped onto your carry-on. Your bag, containing your laptop, medication, keys, everything you need is whisked away, destined for the cargo hold. Suddenly, that great deal has become a massive headache. You're left watching your essential belongings disappear down the jet bridge, forced to spend the flight wondering, will my laptop screen be cracked? Will my bag get lost? You've saved maybe $50, but traded it for hours of anxiety and a very real risk to your valuables. This feels like an unavoidable part of budget travel, but it's not. There are specific strategies and even certain credit cards that make you immune to this rule. I'll show you exactly how to stop that from ever happening again. Now, to be fair, it's not all doom and gloom. Some 2025 changes are genuinely fantastic. We're seeing new AI-powered CT scanners that let you leave everything in your bag, turning security into a seamless glide. We're seeing biometric boarding that uses your face as your pass. These are brilliant, time-saving innovations. But for every improvement, the industry seems to introduce a new, insidious trap. Some are straight-up nightmare fuel. Take dynamic baggage fees. This is surge pricing for your suitcase. The fee you see when you book might be double by the time you get to the airport, a system designed to punish those who wait. Then there's the absurdity of seat selection. You'll find a cheap flight, only to discover that choosing any seat, even a dreaded middle one, costs extra. An exit row might cost more than your actual ticket. It's a psychological game, preying on our basic desire for a shred of comfort. In this new era of travel, knowledge isn't just power, it's your shield. If you don't know the hacks and the unwritten rules, you're guaranteed to learn the hard way, with your wallet and your sanity. But it doesn't have to be that way. The goal of this video is to arm you with that shield. By the end, you'll have a complete playbook for 2025 travel. You'll know how to get your bag through TSA without drama, how to spot and dodge the new airline tricks designed to squeeze every dollar from you, and how to use the tech updates that actually make your trip smoother. It's about turning you from a pawn in their game into a master of it. So if you have a flight on your calendar and you're a fan of keeping your lotion, your laptop, and most importantly, your sanity, then stick with me. What I'm about to share is a comprehensive strategy for modern air travel. The next few minutes are an investment that will pay dividends on every trip you take. This isn't just about saving a few hours at the airport, it's about eliminating pre-flight anxiety. It's not just about saving a few bucks on a bag fee, it's about saving hundreds by outsmarting the airline's pricing games. Ultimately, this is about giving you back control of your journey, so you can focus on the destination, not the ordeal of getting there. Let's defuse the traps and make flying feel like freedom again. Good news, as of July 2025, DHS ended mandatory shoe removal at US checkpoints. You can keep them on. Reality check, you can still get pulled for bulky boots, hidden metal, or a finicky scanner, and some lanes may vary during rollout. Pro move, wear lightweight no-metal shoes and keep pre-check if you've got it. The airport security shuffle. We all know it. That moment of collective pause as we rummage through our carry-ons, searching for that one small, clear plastic bag. For nearly 2 decades, the 311 liquids rule has been a non-negotiable part of air travel, a ritual born from a foiled security threat back in 2006. We've all been there, sadly parting ways with a favorite lotion at the checkpoint. But the long-held dream of simply leaving everything in your bag and breezing through is finally starting to materialize. The technology is here, and it's changing the game. However, this futuristic convenience isn't universal. For travelers in the US, the old rules largely still apply, but they now come with a few very modern and sometimes confusing twists. The technology driving this change is the computed tomography, or CT scanner. Think of it like a medical CT scan, but for your luggage. Instead of a flat 2D X-ray, these machines create a fully rotatable 3D image of your bag and everything inside it. Sophisticated AI algorithms then analyze the contents, identifying materials by their density, allowing security officers to spot threats with incredible accuracy without ever opening your bag. This is why if you're at an airport with these new scanners, you'll often see signs for TSA pre-check or designated lanes allowing you to leave approved liquids and laptops inside. It's a game changer for speed. But, and this is the most important point for US travelers in 2025, while the is changing, the is not. The TSA has not lifted the size limit on individual liquid containers. The 311 rule, meaning containers of 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters, all fitting in one single quart-sized bag, remains firmly in place nationwide. The new tech just means you might not have to physically present that bag for inspection. Now, if you cross the Atlantic, you'll find a completely different story. Major international hubs like Amsterdam's Schiphol, Helsinki, and a growing number of UK airports have fully embraced the new technology and are scrapping the 100 ml liquid limit entirely. At these locations, you can pack full-size bottles of shampoo, wine, you name it. Some airports now allow containers up to 2 liters. It feels like a return to a bygone era of travel. But this freedom comes with a massive catch: inconsistency. The rollout has been a patchwork of progress, with many airports missing their government-mandated deadlines for a full upgrade. This creates a frustrating travel trap. Imagine, you fly out of London Heathrow, where you happily pack a large bottle of perfume, but your return flight is from a smaller regional airport that still operates under the old rules. Suddenly, your treasured souvenir is destined for the trash can. It's a costly and infuriating lesson that thousands of travelers are learning the hard way. This brings us to the single most important rule for flying in 2025. Never, ever assume. The era of one-size-fits-all security rules is temporarily over. Before you even think about packing, your new pre-flight ritual should be to check the security guidelines on your itinerary, departure, arrival, and especially any connecting airports. Go directly to their official websites and look for the security screening section. Until there's a universal, system-wide change, your safest, most foolproof strategy is to pack as if it's 2023. Adhere to the classic 311 rule. Think of it as your golden ticket. It will get you through any security checkpoint in the world without issue. That way, you're always prepared. If you happen to go through a new, high-tech CT lane, you simply get the delightful bonus of leaving your perfectly packed liquids bag tucked away. A great way to bypass the issue altogether is to switch to solid toiletries like shampoo bars and toothpaste tablets, freeing up space in your liquids bag for the essentials. TSA launched Serve with Honor, Travel with Ease in July 2025. Dedicated screening access for service members near certain bases, free pre-check for Gold Star families, and discounts for spouses. Watch for special signage and bring your ID. Reports this year showed solo travelers sometimes seeing higher fares than pairs on the same flight. Yes, backwards. It triggered a backlash and some quiet walkbacks, but the behavior pops up. Always price 1 versus 2 passengers before you book, even if you're flying alone. We live in an era of unprecedented connectivity, and our gadgets are our lifelines, especially when we travel. But the very things that power our digital lives, lithium-ion batteries, are also packing a surprising punch. With the rise of ever more powerful electronics, incidents involving these batteries on flights are, unfortunately, becoming more common. We're not just talking about a device getting a little warm. We're talking about thermal runaway, a violent chain reaction failure that can cause a battery to vent hot, toxic gas, catch fire, and even explode. In the tight confines of an airplane cabin at 35,000 feet, what starts as a wisp of smoke can escalate into a serious emergency in seconds. In response to a string of close calls in late 2024, airlines are rolling out much stricter policies for 2025, and you need to know about them. The most significant change you'll see is the new rule of visibility. Gone are the days of plugging your phone into a power bank buried deep in your backpack. Airlines like Southwest and Delta now require any power bank in use to be completely visible at all times. That means it must be in your hand, in the seat back pocket, or on your tray table. The logic is simple and sound. If a device begins to overheat, you or the cabin crew need to see it and react instantly. Hiding it inside a bag not only conceals the early warning signs, like smoke or swelling, but also surrounds it with flammable materials. The goal is to give flight crews a fighting chance. They are trained for this and equipped with special fire containment bags designed to smother a lithium fire, but they can't fight a fire they can't see. While cabin rules are getting an update, the golden rule of battery transport remains absolute and non-negotiable. Never ever put power banks or any spare lithium batteries in your checked luggage. This isn't just an airline preference, it's a global aviation regulation. A fire in the passenger cabin is dangerous, but it's accessible. A fire in the cargo hold is a potential catastrophe. It can go undetected by the crew for critical minutes, and while cargo holds have fire suppression systems, they may not be effective against the intense self-oxidizing heat of a lithium battery fire. The risk is so severe that improperly packing batteries can lead to hefty fines and even criminal prosecution. It's the single most important battery rule to follow. Thinking you're safe because you bought from a big name? Think again. Even the most reputable brands aren't immune to manufacturing defects. You might remember the massive recall of Anker's popular PowerCore 10000 units in June 2025, which was triggered by a flaw in a single component that could cause a short circuit. This serves as a critical reminder for all of us. Be a proactive owner of your tech. Before you fly, take 2 minutes to visit the manufacturer's website or your country's Consumer Protection Agency site and check your power bank's model number against any active recall lists. If your device is on there, do not fly with it, period. So let's recap how to carry smart in 2025. First, always keep your power bank in your carry-on and place that bag under the seat in front of you, never in the overhead bin. This ensures it's immediately accessible if something goes wrong. Second, physically inspect your battery. If it's swollen, dented, or damaged in any way, do not bring it. It's already a fire hazard. Third, know your limits. The standard FAA and international limit is 100 watt-hours per battery. Most power banks fall under this, but if you have a beast designed to charge a laptop, check the label. If it's between 101 and 160 watt-hours, you need prior approval from the airline to bring it. Finally, stick to reputable brands and use high-quality charging cables to minimize risk. These rules aren't here to inconvenience you. They're a collective effort to adapt to our technology and ensure that every flight is a safe one. A little bit of preparation and awareness before you head to the airport goes a long way in protecting you, your fellow passengers, and the crew. By being a responsible traveler, you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey, fully charged and worry-free. If the lithium battery can't be removed, many airlines won't accept the bag in cabin or checked. Removable? Carry the battery in the cabin, cover terminals, consider a fire-resistant pouch. Over 160 dwh isn't flying at all. Check your carrier's posted limits. CT plus AI equals 3D bag views, fewer bin gymnastics and faster lanes, but more precise flags. Expect less human discretion and more consistency per algorithm, though airport-to-airport experience still varies during rollout. Pack clean. Quiet airport policies, think Zurich, Helsinki, are spreading, and US terminals are experimenting. Fewer announcements equals more missed flights if your head's down. Get the Airline app, enable push, and set a boarding timer. Since May 7, 2025, you need a real ID or passport for US domestic flights. Look for the star on your license. Alternatives like passports and enhanced IDs still work. If your license says federal limits apply, that's a no. Check for the May 7, 2025 equals live. DOT's automatic refund rule, finalized April 2024, requires automatic cash refunds for canceled or significantly changed flights if you don't accept alternatives, and refunds for paid extras not provided. It also sets timelines for bag delay refunds. Delays equals significant is defined in the rule. For bumping, oversales, federal law still mandates up to 400% of one-way fare, capped at $2,150, depending on delay length. Get it at the airport the same day. Travel changed, but now you've got the playbook. If this saved your bag, your sunscreen, or your sanity, hit like, share with your crew, and subscribe for more no BS travel hacks. And drop your wildest airport story in the comments. We might read it in a future airport horror anthology.